Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. On this video here, I'm gonna be talking about swapping Hot Toys Wonder Woman's body with Phicen's body, or TBL. Phicen has changed their name to TBL, but I'm just gonna keep calling them Phicen, for easier reference. Anyway, I know that some of you are planning to do this. When you receive your Wonder Woman figure, you're gonna change the body with Phicen's body. Now, I had that in mind too. I was planning to do that, but after some considerations, I've decided not to do it. And on this video here, I'm gonna show you why I choose not to do it. I'm gonna give you the pros and I'm gonna give you the cons. Eventually, you guys are the one who's gonna have to decide. As you can see in the background, I have several figures. Supergirl, Catwoman, and then Wonder Woman, and then another Catwoman from The Dark Knight, and then Power Girl. All of them, except the Wonder Woman, are using Phicen's body. So, in terms of swapping bodies or using Phicen's body, I do have some experience on this matter. Hopefully, I can just share with you my experience from having these, figures. Now let's start with the pros. I do believe that, one of the main reasons why people want to swap the body with Phicen's or TBL's body is that they want better articulation. Now it's true that in terms of how the body is designed and in terms of articulation, Phicen body does offer you better articulation. Let me give you an example. Okay, here comes the custom Black Widow using Phicen, I think 12D type. Okay, the body just, it has really nice articulation and it's very easy to move. You can just, rotate and, the joint feels very sturdy and, it's just really, really fun to play with here. Okay, you can also, bend it like this, bend it like this. Head moving, if you can see, bend it forward or backward. It's just very easy to play. So the idea is that when you swap the body, you can have cool poses and you can do some crazy stuff with the figure, and I get the idea, and I was planning to do that for that same reason too. So yeah, when you change the body to Phicen's body, you definitely can do that. The second pros is replacement bodies. You can always get replacement bodies if you break the old body. If you're using a Phicen body, you can always buy another Phicen body. They cost around $60 to $90 or something like that. Phicen, keeps producing the body, so you don't have to be afraid of, they maybe, discontinue the body. Some older models, yes, they discontinued, but I think from the S9 type, they've keep producing the bodies, so you're not gonna have that kind of fear. What if the body gets broken and you don't have any replacement body? With Phicen's body, you can always get replacement body. Now, it's not that the Wonder Woman Hot Toys body can't do cool poses. Yeah, they still can do some cool poses, but there are limitations. And the biggest fear that collectors have when they're posing this body is because they're afraid that maybe the rubber will break, or the rubber, we're gonna have some crease or dents or something like that. When you leave the arm, doing the cross arm pose, it's gonna leave you some unpleasant creases, something like that. And to be honest with you, ever since I got the figure, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I have never ever posed her out of museum pose like this. She has been like this for 2 weeks because I just don't want to break the rubber, or just gonna do damage to the rubber. And when it comes to Phicen bodies, I'm not afraid to do some crazy poses, because they have really nice rubber materials, so they don't leave kind of crazy creases or dents or something like that. Okay, start with the first cons. The first con is different skin tone. Even though Phicen or TBL keeps releasing their bodies, either the older types or the newest one, you're gonna have different skin tone, color. Their older, older version, their older S09, their suntan type, the older version is quite dark. The suntan is just, darker than the current one. Now, whenever they release suntan color, like the S23, I think, I don't own the S23, I don't have the figure yet, but, from previous models, their S23 might have bright skin color. It's just not gonna be like the older suntan color, it's just gonna be brighter suntan color. Now you can see on the far right, the Power Girl, she is using, I think, older suntan color. I'm gonna just do a skin tone test, okay? Here you go. I am gonna take off the head. Oh, scary. Okay, just gonna take off the head here, and then just gonna remove the head. Here you go. Okay, and put it like here. Looks funny. Now, if you can see here, I'm just gonna move her closer. If you can see here, you can see even with the older suntan color, the skin tone is just doesn't quite match. The head is just a bit darker. Okay, let's use another body. This Catwoman here, zoom. Okay, this Catwoman here also uses S09, which has older suntan color. I'm just gonna remove the head and place the new head. Here you go. Okay, as you can see, again, the skin tone is just not match. Different skin tone. It's just gonna look, very strange. Okay, so that's the first cons. Different color, different skin tone color. Oh, before I forgot, from my past experience is that their previous suntan color, their older model suntan color, they have quite color match with older Hot Toys figures. As you can see, the Catwoman here, this one, she's using older suntan color, which is a S12D. You know, the color, the head is just, I think it's quite color match with the body. Now, their new suntan color, as I mentioned before, is a lot brighter than the older one. So definitely, if you're planning to get the newest model, I don't think it's gonna be color match. Now the second con is different body size. Now I know that some of you are planning on using S23 body on the Hot Toys head. Now as you can see here, this one is S23 from Vampirella figure. You can see that the S23 is a lot smaller than the Hot Toys body. So what happens is when you use the Hot Toys head on the S23 body, the head is just gonna be a little bit too big for the body. And not only the head, but also the armor is gonna look, you know, just strange, a little bit too big. I'm gonna demonstrate it to you, just the head, okay? Okay, oops. Okay, now the S23. Put it on here. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Can you see it? As you can see here, the head looks a bit too big for the body. And not to mention the skin tone is very different. I think this is their new suntan color. I don't know. But anyway, the body and the head just doesn't quite match. The size is just different. So S23 is just out of the question. Now how about, you know, older model, older Phicen bodies? This one is older muscular body, and as you can see here, the body is still smaller than Hot Toys body. So, you know, Hot Toys body is just, you know, bigger than the Phicen's body. So you're gonna have the issue that the head is just gonna look a little bit too big for Phicen bodies or TBL bodies, okay? The third con is modification is required. As you can see here, the original Hot Toys body has longer neck compared to Phicen's body has shorter neck. So when you put on the head here and then insert it here, okay, and snap it, okay, can you see it? It just doesn't look quite alright. I mean, it's just that her head is just too low. She looks strange, okay? She's alright if you use the head here because the longer neck, but if you use it on Phicen body, it just doesn't look quite alright, okay? Another modification that is required is you'll have to perhaps remove the original foot inside the Hot Toys figure and then change it with you know, Phicen's foot, because as you can see here, can you see here, okay, Phicen has really big ball joint on the foot. Hot Toys doesn't use that, so you will have to you are required to you know, modify the foot. So based on the pros and the cons, I've decided not to swap the body with Phicen's body. That means that I might just gonna have to keep her, you know, do the museum pose for the rest of her life, or unless, you know, I can get the another body, Hot Toys body, and use that body as a replacement if this body breaks down or gets damaged. I think that's the solution for now. or until Hot Toys maybe can develop better rubber or something like that. I don't know. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and I might have missed something, missed the pros and the cons. You guys can fill in at any time. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye bye.